Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amelia and I post new videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So for today's video, we're not in my normal location. We are in fact in my bathroom. And we are going to be doing my tanning routine. So first question is probably like, Amelia, you are the least tan person there is. In fact, you're very pale. Exactly why I need to tan. I do have a tanning routine. I'm obviously not someone who tans weekly. To me, that is a lot of upkeep, and I love being tan, but I don't care like that much to kind of put it into my weekly routine. But I will always tan if I have an event, or if it's now that it's starting to get warmer out and I'm starting to wear like, spaghetti straps and like skirts and dresses. I don't want to be offended by how pale my skin is. I will put on a self tanner, and also, just like when I go to the beach, so I don't feel the need to actually lay out in the sun, which is pretty terrible for you. Please ignore the sunburns on my shoulder. I was doing yard work today and it's currently 8 o'clock at night, so I am a little exhausted, tired of standing, but I'm doing this. We are doing this. So for me, tanning is a process, which is probably why I don't do it as often as some other people do. This is what I do literally before every time I'm going to tan, and it always gets me like a pretty flawless tan. So just like a foundation, you need to start with a good base, and a good base is exfoliated and moisturized. So my first step is like shaving my whole entire body. I just use like the Gillette Fusion 5 blade. It is literally men's razors. Men's razors work better. They get like a closer shave and they typically have more blades. And they're cheaper. Don't we love that pink tax? So I use a men's razor. I really like this one. It's not that I'm like tied to the specific one. It's just the one that I normally get because it does have 5 blades, and I am Italian and Middle Eastern, so I am very hairy. So I shave like pretty much everything. I don't particularly like hair, so I remove it. It also creates like a nice smooth surface for the tan to go on, and if I didn't have like an actual exfoliating scrub, the shaving would act as an exfoliator. And fun fact, I just recently started using shave gel again. This is a Skintimate Raspberry Rain. I love how this smells. It smells so good. I'm also a person who like tans my entire body, not just what is sticking out. I cannot stand the sight of like if I was wearing like short sleeves, just like from here down tan and the rest like pale. No, I want it like even and nice. So that's why I'm kind of like focusing on all of my body. Then I take my tried and true Dove exfoliator. This is the exfoliating body polish in crushed macadamia and rice milk. I've spoken about this before. Absolutely love the way it smells. I love the way it works. And I go over any like problem areas, so areas that are drier and are more susceptible to having the tanner stuck in them. So that would be like your elbows, your knees, and your ankles. But I also give like a good once over to the rest of my body. One, to just remove any extra dead skin cells, and plus it's just like always nice to exfoliate and feel like super smooth skin. And then after that, I take a shower as usual. And then the final prep step is to moisturize. So best practice is to use like a non-fragranced lotion, but I just use my Palmer's cocoa butter and I have not found any issues with it. I love the way this hydrates. I feel it's like thick and moisturizing. It smells amazing, smells exactly like chocolate. And yeah, it does what it needs to do. So basically you need to like exfoliate your body and then add the moisture back in so you can create just a nice even canvas for the tanner to go on. just like some foundations, self-tanner will stick to any dry patches that you have, so that's why there's like a lot of exfoliating going on and moisturizing. Now onto the tanner. My favorite is St.Tropez. I've been using this since high school. I love the color it gives. It has a color guard in it, and the color, that basically means like when you put it on, you're able to see where it goes. I did a video reviewing the Tanologist one, which is clear, meaning it has no color guard, and you're just like putting it in and putting it on and kind of guessing where it is. I did like the color that one gave, but it was just a mess. I don't understand how anyone uses it. Video, I think, is actually my most viewed video. I mean, people say like they love it and it works for them, and like, you must have amazing talent, because I don't understand how it happens. But the St.Tropez for me, I absolutely love, and it's like easily available at Ulta, and I think actually Sephora too, but I normally buy it from Ulta. So I get the shade Classic. There's obviously no need for me to go any tanner, so I use this. And then obviously a tanning mitt. Again, you can pretty much buy them always together. You don't have to buy the brand one, but this is a St.Tropez one. I just realized I haven't used this one before, so this is exciting. And another thing about the tanning mitts is you want to change these often, because like a beauty blender, they will harbor bacteria, especially because, you know, this is like wet and then you're rubbing it on your skin. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, finally, onto the actual tanning. So I always start from the bottom up, and that's basically because if I'm bending over, I don't want the tanner like to crease on my stomach. As far as my face, I won't be doing my face today because I used my retinol cream right before I did this. But normally I would just take a little bit of the tanner foam and a non-scented moisturizer. This is where I use non-scented moisturizers, like a face moisturizer, mix them together and put it on, and that way it kind of dilutes it, and also I find gives you a more even tan because it's like mixed in with a moisturizer. And obviously I normally tan naked. This is YouTube, not OnlyFans. Not that I have one, I do not have one. I feel like I'm acting sarcastic. I don't have one. So this is what I'm wearing. I kind of moved you guys down a little bit. I'm gonna hike my leg up on top of the toilet, and I will start with like my calf first and then scrub down to my ankle. Actually, you guys can't really see that either. Hold on. So I will show you. So that's what it looks like. This is a foam, you know, they have like lotions, drops. I always like the foam. I feel the foam is personally easiest. Then I just go over, and you can kind of see, like, it looks like this weird green, but you just go, and as with eyeshadow, you just want to blend, blend, blend. And now that it's mostly blended out, that's when I go down to my ankles and my feet, just because I find the less product you're putting on this area that just like attracts that like dirty ankle look, the better. And also, it's not like I'm wearing sandals or anything, like, you know, I'm not doing this for an event, so I'm not too concerned with how my ankles look, but yeah, it's just making sure you blend. So the whole process of actually putting the tanner on probably takes me around 15 minutes. It's not like a quick 1-2, especially when I just want to make sure that I have like the most even I can get. So I don't know if we can actually see. I don't think it's coming up. You see how my leg looks like kind of green here? The rest just kind of has like that pink. That's gonna go away. The first time I used this, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna like be green. People talk about orange. I'm gonna be green. But it does go away. It's just a color guard. I normally let mine like cure overnight, and then we'll just like shower off in the morning. If you've never used self-tanning products before that, like, you know, stain your skin like this, when you do go to take your first shower afterwards, you will see like the brown runoff. Your tan's not coming off. It's just like this initial layer. And then to make sure that you maintain a good tan, I mean, like, the best etiquette is like to make sure you're not sweating. But that's like one, that's difficult if it's the summertime and you're using this, and two, if you like work out like I do. So this probably lasts about a week, and then it starts to kind of like fall apart. And when that does happen, you can either decide like, hey, I'm just going to fill in the patches. This is a pretty good job of wearing off evenly. That Tanologist stuff, I mean, made me look crazy. But, you know, just like you did to put it on, the same steps kind of apply to maintain it. So you just want to make sure you're exfoliating frequently, and that'll help it kind of like come off easier. So you need to let this like completely dry, and right now I can like feel kind of just like the cold air on my legs, which means that like it's still wet. I'd say I probably wait like 10 minutes after like I finished everything. I make sure that I'm super dry, and then I put my clothes back on, and I always wear like loose dark fit clothing, especially while it's still curing like this, because it's going to get on things. Like, just designate your tanning clothes now. Okay, so I have just finished putting the self-tanner on. So you can see my skin does not look a lot different, especially with like the ring light in front of me. I can see a little bit of a difference. Again, that's mostly just like the color guard. And then I'd say probably like 2 to 4 hours is when I'll see some sort of change, but because I'm leaving it on overnight, it will deepen even more. This isn't like super deep or dark, it's just that that's kind of like the deepest it will be, but it's like a natural tan color. So yeah, I will show you guys the finished results tomorrow. Make sure that none of the tanner like bled onto your hands through your glove or anything, you know, so you're not like touching things, and then staining them with the self tanner. Yeah. So it is the next day. I slept in the self tanner and then even worked out. So it's been like quite a few hours, but it pretty much like stops developing after 8. So I just took a shower and moisturized again to make sure that it lasts as long as possible. Like I said, I didn't put any on my face, but you can kind of tell the color difference between my arm and my face. It's not terrible, which is why I don't really feel that it's necessary to tan my face. And plus I just use a lot of like topical treatments that it would just pretty much like wear it off immediately. But yeah, very happy with the tan. I think it looks really nice as usual. Here are my legs, just looking like a normal person's color. They are in fact tan. And yeah, some other things that I typically like to do is to make sure that when I'm spraying perfume, I'm not spraying it directly onto my skin, but rather creating a mist, because the alcohol from the perfume can also wear down the self-tanner faster. And just make sure that I am moisturizing properly. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for my self-tanner routine. I hope you found it helpful. It is very similar to foundation, where you just want to make sure you have the best base as possible to set it on. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.